In the early days, the idea of starting a YouTube channel felt like a distant dream, a flicker of inspiration that danced at the edges of my mind. I had always been fascinated by the power of storytelling and the ability to connect with people through visual media. As I watched countless creators share their passions, I felt a growing urge to carve out my own space in this vast digital landscape. But where to begin? The thought of growing a channel from scratch was both thrilling and daunting. I started with a simple concept, something that resonated deeply with me. I wanted to share my journey of self-discovery and personal growth, intertwining it with practical advice that could help others. The idea was to create content that was not only engaging but also meaningful. After brainstorming potential video topics, I settled on a series that would explore various aspects of personal development, from mindfulness and productivity to overcoming fears and building confidence. With my concept in place, I turned my attention to the technical side of things. I invested in a decent camera and microphone, ensuring that my videos would have a polished look and sound. I spent hours researching lighting techniques and video editing software, determined to create high-quality content that would stand out in a saturated market. The first few videos were rough around the edges, but I reminded myself that it was all part of the learning process. The first challenge emerged almost immediately: gaining visibility. I uploaded my first video with a mix of excitement and anxiety, but as the days passed, I watched the view count stagnate. I realized that simply uploading content wasn't enough. I needed to actively promote my channel. I turned to social media, sharing my videos on platforms like Instagram and Twitter, engaging with potential viewers, and joining relevant online communities. Slowly but surely, I began to see a trickle of views and comments. Engagement became a crucial part of my strategy. I made it a point to respond to every comment, fostering a sense of community around my channel. I asked viewers for feedback, encouraging them to share their thoughts and suggestions for future content. This not only helped me improve my videos, but also made my audience feel valued and heard. I learned that building a channel was not just about creating content, it was about cultivating relationships. As my subscriber count began to grow, I faced another challenge: consistency. I had set a goal to upload weekly, but balancing content creation with my day job was no easy feat. There were nights when I found myself editing videos until the early hours, fueled by caffeine and determination. I quickly realized that planning was essential. I began to map out my content calendar, outlining topics in advance, and setting aside dedicated time for filming and editing. This structure allowed me to maintain a steady flow of content while also preventing burnout. With each video, I experimented with different formats and styles. I tried vlogs, tutorials, and even live Q&A sessions. Some videos resonated more than others, and I took note of what my audience seemed to enjoy. Analytics became my best friend. I pored over the data to understand viewer retention, demographics, and engagement rates. This information guided my content strategy, helping me refine my approach and focus on what truly resonated with my audience. As my channel gained traction, I encountered both support and criticism. The positive comments fueled my passion, while the negative ones stung. I learned to take feedback constructively, using it to improve my content. I also discovered the importance of staying true to myself amidst the noise. It was tempting to chase trends and mimic successful creators, but I knew that authenticity was key to building a loyal audience. One of the most rewarding aspects of growing my channel was collaborating with other creators. I reached out to fellow YouTubers whose content aligned with mine, proposing joint projects and cross-promotions. These collaborations not only introduced me to new audiences, but also enriched my own content. I learned from my peers, gaining insights into their creative processes and strategies. The sense of community among creators was inspiring, and I felt a renewed sense of purpose. As I approached my 1-year mark on YouTube, I decided to celebrate my journey with a special video. I reflected on my growth, the challenges I had overcome, and the connections I had made. I invited my subscribers to share their stories of personal growth, creating a beautiful tapestry of experiences that highlighted the impact we could have on each other's lives. The response was overwhelming. I was reminded of the reason I started this journey in the first place. With newfound motivation, I set my sights on the next milestone: monetization. I researched the requirements for the YouTube Partner Program and realized that I needed to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within the past year. It felt like a daunting task, but I was determined to make it happen. I ramped up my promotional efforts, utilizing social media ads and engaging with other creators' content to increase my visibility. The road to monetization was not without its hurdles. I faced moments of self-doubt, questioning whether I could achieve this goal. There were days when the subscriber count seemed to plateau, and I felt the weight of frustration. However, I reminded myself of the progress I had made and the community I had built. I leaned into my audience, sharing my goals with them and encouraging them to support my journey. Their encouragement and enthusiasm reignited my passion. As I reached the threshold for monetization, I felt a sense of accomplishment wash over me. I had poured my heart and soul into this channel, and it was finally paying off. The day I received the email confirming my acceptance into the YouTube Partner Program was a moment I would never forget. It felt like validation for all the hard work and dedication I had invested. With monetization came new opportunities. I explored different revenue streams, from ad revenue to brand partnerships and merchandise. I carefully chose collaborations that aligned with my values and resonated with my audience. I wanted to ensure that any sponsorships felt authentic and added value to my content. This approach not only maintained my integrity, but also strengthened the trust I had built with my viewers. As my channel continued to grow, I faced the challenge of scaling my content. I realized that I couldn't do it all alone. I began to explore the idea of outsourcing certain tasks, such as video editing and graphic design. This allowed me to focus on creating content while ensuring that my videos maintained a high standard of quality. It was a pivotal moment in my journey, as I learned to delegate and trust others with my vision. The challenges of growth were accompanied by a whirlwind of successes. I celebrated milestones like reaching 10,000 subscribers and hitting my first viral video. Each achievement felt like a testament to my perseverance and creativity. I embraced the highs and lows, understanding that the journey was not just about numbers, but about the impact I was making on others. As I continued to navigate the ever-changing landscape of YouTube, I recognized the importance of adaptability. Trends shifted, algorithms changed, and viewer preferences evolved. I stayed attuned to these changes, experimenting with new content ideas and formats to keep my channel fresh and engaging. I learned to embrace creativity as a fluid process, allowing myself the freedom to explore new avenues while staying true to my core message. With every video I created, I aimed to inspire and empower my audience. I shared my struggles and triumphs, creating a safe space for others to connect and share their own journeys. I began to receive messages from viewers who shared how my content had positively impacted their lives. Their stories fueled my passion and reminded me of the purpose behind my channel. As I approached the third year of my YouTube journey, I reflected on how far I had come. What had started as a simple idea had blossomed into a thriving community of like-minded individuals. I had forged connections with viewers from around the world, each with their own unique stories and experiences. The sense of belonging I felt within this community was unparalleled. I decided to host a live event, inviting my subscribers to join me for a day of workshops, discussions, and networking. The response was incredible, and I was overwhelmed by the enthusiasm of my audience. It was a chance to meet them face to face, to share our journeys, and to celebrate the growth we had experienced together. The event was a resounding success, solidifying the bonds I had formed with my community. As I continued to evolve as a creator, I recognized the importance of giving back. I launched initiatives aimed at supporting mental health awareness and personal development. I collaborated with organizations that aligned with my mission, using my platform to raise awareness and funds for causes that mattered to me. This shift from self-focused growth to community impact felt profoundly fulfilling. The challenges of growing a YouTube channel were ever present, but they had shaped me into a resilient creator. I learned to embrace uncertainty, to view setbacks as opportunities for growth, and to celebrate every victory, no matter how small. The journey was not linear. It was a winding path filled with twists and turns, but each experience contributed to the tapestry of my story. As I reflected on my journey, I felt immense gratitude for the lessons I had learned, the people I had met, and the impact I had made. The road ahead was still uncertain, but I was excited to continue creating, sharing, and inspiring. My YouTube channel had become more than just a platform. It was a vessel for connection, growth, and transformation. In the end, the story of growing my YouTube channel from scratch was not just about numbers or views. It was about the relationships I had built, the lives I had touched, and the journey of self-discovery that had unfolded along the way. It was a reminder that in a world driven by metrics and algorithms, the true power of content creation lies in its ability to connect us, to inspire us, and to remind us that we are never alone in our journeys.